Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. We're here for you. This is your new moon in Leo reading. We're going to be taking a look at this particular period of the moon's stage in this cycle, but just keep in mind as well that energy is fluid and it may actually permeate 6 months prior, 6 months after this particular period, let's say on the 18th of the month of August 2020, and even a year on either end, right? So sometimes I'll do readings and I'll come back to them 6 months later, even 8 months, 9 months, even 12 months later, and I'll be like, whoa, that's like so spot on in another way at this point in time. So take it as you will, and thank you all so much again for tuning in here to you. Ooh, Capricorn, right off the bat, welcome. And if it's going by a little too quickly, you can actually slow it down. Click the little gear at the base of the reading, and you can sort of set it to your desired speed. Now, let's jump into it here. Wow, is that you, Alicia? So good to see you here. Love and light to you. We're here live right now, and so I'm going to be reading the comments here and there possibly. So if I am, then just know that that's what's going on. If you're watching this, after it's posted off live. Thank you guys for tuning in again. And tuning in here to you. Wow, Capricorn, I'm seeing you are low. Listen, this period for you is like, I'm seeing this focus of intention with you that is like almost as if you're getting ready for battle. It's like that kind of energy. I'm hearing you're so serious around this time. I'm hearing like you are laser beam focusing. I'm hearing your intention upon something. Let's see what it's all about. I'm hearing what has caught your eye as well, possibly here, Capricorn. Remember, I'm hearing you're ferociously. I'm hearing advocating for something. Let's actually situate the desk and the cards in such a way that I'm hearing makes sense. Okay, interesting. I'm here for all of us here. For me, it could be a discussion, something maybe even you're negotiating. It's something that has a lot of sides of the story as it might be felt, and it's kind of like you kind of feel maybe that it's time to move into the space, and it is, but in a very particular way. And it's kind of like I'm seeing it like someone just feeling like I'm going in, that's it. I gotta run through I'm hearing all these people and just feel like I can find my way through. Interesting. It can be metaphorical even, and it can be some kind of like life chapter. I'm hearing that as well. That's just a lot going on, and you have to just kind of like find your purpose in this in this I'm hearing in this story. Wow, 8 of Pentacles up, right? Let's see here what comes through. Pull a few more cards. Okay. Thank you, Carrie. Right? Shifting of seasons. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, Venus in Cancer. We've got Mercury in Leo. We have the Sun in Leo. We have, in addition, it is like a new moon stage, and so we're kind of shifting gears from that last full moon in Aquarius, and then we're leading into this new moon. Everything is sort of it is connected to everything. Everything's connected to everything. It's not like we eliminate energy, okay, or energy spaces. They just kind of flow, right? And we have a number of I'm hearing flows. I'm hearing of interest. I'm hearing that are now converging into one mainstream idea. Wow, the Sun of Pentacles. Listen, Capricorn, I'm hearing you've been through a lot. I just gotta come out and say this. I'm here for a number of you. You've been through a lot of shit. I'm hearing that as well. 5 Pentacles up, right? Sun of Pentacles up, right? You've been putting a lot up a lot. I'm hearing also of your time, your money, your agency, your free will. I don't know what that's only to with the Sun of Pentacles and 5 Pentacles. Like maybe that's how it feels. Like, listen, I'm hearing like, dear diary, universe, yeah, whoever is listening, I am not satisfied. I'm hearing that as well. Like, I feel like I'm literally putting everything into this experience, and I'm not really sure. Well, what are we all getting out of it? I'm here at the end of the day. So when it comes to reverse 5 of Swords here, remember you putting all your it's your spend here. You're working real hard here with the Sun of Pentacles, and you are really putting your heart and soul into whatever this project is. I'm hearing that as well. For a number of you, remember that you're guided through this process. I'm hearing that as well. Mother Wands. So for a number of you, this is someone you're interested in, and it's getting to the point where it's like, I don't want to be in the gray zone. I'm hearing with you anymore. This is either here or there. I know. Yeah, chair in reverse. All right, revving up the engine. I know it's like I'm hearing it's gotta be me. Like someone's like, we gotta do this now. Chariot here in reverse and in a really big way. For now, this is an impression you want to lay on someone. Judgment upright. You're almost like I'm seeing like wanting to make I'm hearing proving something like proof of effort is what I'm hearing. Ultimately, the Lover is here and the Mother of Wands. Now, this can be a negotiation. I'm hearing that again. This feels so heavy. Ace of Pentacles. There's something that I'm hearing. It's like hardball. You're discussing something possibly for a review, and it's like there are a lot of pots and pans in the room, a lot of chaos like going on. But at the end of the day, I'm hearing I have to be honest, and things certainly I'm hearing do not feel perfect. I'm hearing that 3 Swords in reverse here, and I can come out and say that, right, everyone? I'm hearing 10 of Swords mirroring the 3 of Swords. This is a positive review. Reached a level where it's not even the pots and pans anymore. All the noise and all that, that's like secondary to the discussion of why I'm still here. I'm hearing that as a why I've remained. Why? And for me, unfortunately, I'm hearing it may be a contract. And for a number of you, you feel like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm hearing that. 5 Pentacles and the 4 Pentacles, and I'm hearing my parents. I'm hearing that with the 4 Pentacles Magician. There's a lot of pressure possibly for a number of you. I'm hearing, I just got to the Death card. You just want to kind of like, I'm hearing you want to hold the slinky in your hand and just kind of like say, I'm hearing also, I'm hearing it's time. I'm hearing it's time to go home. I'm hearing that with the moon here, right over the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. Like some of you want a break. I'm hearing that as well. I feel like this is kind of like a jellyfish. I was really like, you're just like dreaming, like a vacation. 10 of Cups and the Devil. What happened? Capricorn. I'm hearing Scorpio. What happened to Capricorn? Scorpio. Death card right here. Yeah. I'm seeing people walking into a room. Why did he walk out like that? He looked like he just had a total meltdown. What just happened right there? I'm hearing that. So the High Priestess mirroring the Death card. He looked like he threw out his back. Yeah, Justice here. Wow. He looked like he threw us out of the backside of the contract as well. Why did he look like he was on the I'm hearing on the sort of list that we don't want to be on. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with Justice here. Someone's like, why he's looking real tired. I'm hearing this as well. 7 of Wands, Justice card, and the 10 of Swords. Now 8 of Pentacles leads you in Capricorn. I'm hearing there's a lot to the story. Possibly it's not kind of like, you know, I danced on stage. I had this sort of, you know, choreographed part in the piece of their history. For no reason, this goes back to your own history. I'm hearing your own land. This is you possibly in a family business. I'm hearing that as well. It's like you possibly feel integrated, woven, actually really involved to a significant degree in whatever this is. Oh, big time. Mother of Pentacles. This is in front of you, family business. How many of you are involved in that space, or do you know what this is alluding to for you? How many of you are acknowledging, like, you know exactly what that is alluding to? Something that is like, it's got, I'm hearing even contracts to it. They're very, very complicated possibly, or very complex. It's like they depend on them, then they depend on them. What they do then depend, you know, for a number of you, it could be even political. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, now I don't know why it was scary, but yeah, that was freaky. 10 of Pentacles. Like for a number of you maybe this is an industry and you feel like it's just teetering on the edge of a talk that you don't really feel you have entire control over as well with the Devil and the Ace of Swords. Like maybe an industry is shifting, and that's a really kind of I'm hearing making a few angels in the room sing a little louder. I'm hearing a little higher as well on the notes in the ballot sheet. The Fool here with the Empress. Someone just walked in. I'm hearing that like another person just walked in the room. They've got like real high heels on. The Empress wearing the Justice card, like real high heels. It could be metaphorical. For a number of you, they are a lawyer. They work in some kind of like financial institution as well. Justice here with the Empress. They're like, I don't want to hear like why everyone feels sorry. I'm hearing for the other. I don't know what that's alluding to, the Empress wearing the Justice card. I'm hearing, but there is a certain button I'm hearing on the blouse and it needs to be undone now. What? Oh, okay, I think that was Wheel of Fortune. 8 of Swords in reverse. Like someone feels like their business is maybe being audited. I'm hearing that as well. The Mother of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like someone's like, oh, okay, now, but let's clear that. For now, you're under a lot of pressure because there are possibly a number of factors to whatever the space is that have just been like, I'm hearing my family depends on me. My family depends on me. And it's getting to the level where it's like, I don't want to go home. I'm hearing like in that way, like 6 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Father of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. It's like, I know that if I do go home, Emperor in reverse, Father of Swords. I mean, if I go home, they're going to be asking me, you know, why are you also not wearing our clothes? I'm hearing that the Mother of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. I'm tired. I'm hearing that specifically, the Emperor in reverse, 6 of Cups. I'm tired of possibly for a number of you. Playing, I'm hearing along with a story that doesn't hit. I'm hearing home for me. 8 of Pentacles at the very core of I'm hearing integrated. I'm hearing character message. I'm hearing with this spider in the center of this web. It's like, what is it that I really see in myself? I don't care what other people validate for me, right? It's not about like, Marcus comes forth and says, I love your actions that you take on in relation to I'm hearing your heralded message. I don't know what that's going to do. Okay, it sounds like a calculated conversation. Okay, whatever it is. It's like, okay, and then Martha comes forward and says, hey, I think you're like one of us. I'm hearing, I see the best in you. Okay. Then she like steps back, and then there are like 5 other people in the audience, and they all have their shirts like undone. I don't know what that's about with the Mother. Like they kind of depend on you maybe for an interview. I don't know what, and it's like, I'm hearing, and then I'm here, and I'm raising my glass, and I don't even know at the end of the day what exactly I'm toasting to. With the Fool upright, the 9 of Cups upright, and the Mother of Pentacles upright. What is the national anthem I'm hearing as well? I don't know what that's going to do with the Mother of Pentacles, the Fool, and the 9 of Cups. I'm hearing May Day. Can somebody please tell me? I'm hearing what the major message is that we're delivering to this committee. I'm hearing that as well. Like, there's something is thrown up in the air. Here's like just all the puzzle pieces. Maybe the marbles too. And you can count on them going rolling. I'm hearing maybe if there's a hill, it will definitely be. Also, I'm hearing finding a course of its own down that way. I don't know what that. Maybe someone feels that this is a really volatile space, and it's just like not promised. It's like we're not promised. I'm hearing how it can really end up. Now, for a number of this is an industry with the devil. I'm saying that maybe related to certain natural resources, even habitats with the devil, and the Mother of Pentacles and the Fool. It can be something of like a natural reservoir. I'm hearing that as well. Like, and it may be a protected space actually with the devil and the Fool and the Mother of Pentacles. It's something that is like it's like a hot topic. I'm hearing maybe even a conversation. The Hangman is very controversial, as it might be seen. Okay, what's controversial? Take it as you will. We talk about the things, right? And by talking about the things, we give attention to the things. So I don't know what that's about. Could be something that maybe not a lot of people are aware of, possibly. It's kind of like an underground conversation. I don't know what that's about. You guys clear it. Hermit of Right. Now, maybe for a number of you, it's kind of private. I'm hearing see me after class, Son of Swords upright. Now, for a number of you, this is academics. It's like something about some kind of legal procession in relation to some really big. I'm hearing conversation that's taking place in terms of like a system here with the devil and the Fool. Now, all right. At the end of the day, though, I'm hearing the heart knows what it wants. That song, I think it's by who is that? Selena Gomez. Okay, whatever it is. I'm hearing like at the end of the day, I don't care. I hear how hard I work and how hard I play after. At the end of the day, if my heart is not beating also for what I do, I want to go home, and it's not the one that everyone is waiting for me at. Wow. I'm hearing to ask me to register also them in it. What? So okay. So let's clear it. For this is networking side of what you do that is kind of possibly like getting you a little bit hot and bothered with the Fool here and the Hermit. It's like it's just so stuffy. It's so stiff. It's so hard. Actually, possibly hard work with the Hermit. It's like I have so many calculations in my head, and I don't really. I'm hearing. What's that song? Off with your head. The Fool and the Hermit. It's like, somebody wants my head. All right, can I just give it to them? And I want to go over there. I want to go on vacation. Here, have my head. Let's clear that, y'all. Let's clear that. Hermit here with the Fool. I don't know. I said y'all. Take it as you all. I almost feel like I have a paper cut or like a little piece of like glass or something in my finger. But I think it is a sensation. So take it as you will. Two Pentacles in reverse for number review. It's just an overwhelming cycle possibly with the Hermit. It's not to say that it's like repetitive purely. It's actually, again, very, very difficult work possibly with the Hermit. It's really, really critical thinking that we're talking about here in many different directions. Like your mind moves in that direction, then it bends in it, and then it moves through the maze in that way. And then it's like, it goes through that portal there, and then it kind of like leads out. It's just for no reason, it's too much. And it actually bothers, I'm hearing whoever this is, not because of what it is, I'm hearing, but because of what it brings along with it, that then distracts you from being able to really hit. I'm hearing home with your message. I'm hearing of experiential passion. I'm hearing and desire. For a number of you, you don't want to work with theory. You want to work with practice, and that's part. Is like the studying is getting you so heated. It's very interesting actually, but that might be part of what leads you down the road of officially. I'm hearing addressing what it is that you do want to create. I'm hearing physically in a certain way, and then sometimes we lead through those experiences where we just hit that end of the line. We say, you know what, I don't care. Even if there's a ribbon at the end, I don't have to reach it. It's fine. I don't want to sacrifice what it is that I feel. My personal story is Daughter Cups. Now, for a number of you, maybe this is your management company, let's say, or you're an actor and the script is I don't know. You're feeling like, I just feel sweaty in this outfit, and I don't really feel like I am really singing. I'm hearing along with the story, and it's just, okay, death card there. So the wonderful, I'm hearing prognosis to this discussion is death, actually, and be it the death of a certain aspect of your being that you thought you associated with at a certain point in time. Interesting story. Before I started the channel, I was going to start a fashion app, and I was really quite passionate about it, and in a lot of ways. And this is a real personal story. I'm not sure this is a real story. I was going to start a fashion app, and it was something that I was really, really passionate about in certain ways. But I recognized in myself that there were so many more things that brought me to feel connected to my journey in a way that project couldn't. And that's not to say that it is not or was not or could not be successful. Okay, but it just means that my definition of success may not have been perfectly aligned with what that had in store for me. So I don't know what that's going to for a number of you, but maybe for a number of you, it's kind of like you want to strike out even on your own. For a number of you, you've been working for a company. I'm working for like four to 8 years. I'm hearing 14 for a number of you. The Fool here. It's time to hit the road. I'm hearing for the journey that you make, I'm hearing, on your own, and you want to start maybe an interview, even a project. Oh yes, the Father of Pentacles and the Fool. It's an innovative project, actually, possibly for interview. And what I'm seeing is that there is like an interesting side to this story, because maybe for a number of you actually tried to integrate whatever this was within your current timeline. Let's say you work for this company and you're like, I have this amazing idea. I'm hearing Herald Square. I'm hearing, let's turn it into XYZ for whatever it is. Now, okay, your boss, whoever, okay, that doesn't fly. They're like, no, it's not within the parameters of this contract. They herb it up, right? Yeah, no. We don't work with projects that are really like hitting the mark, like off of the grid a little bit, like that, like right on the edge. We don't want to take the risk of that. So let's clear it. Okay, all right. So at a certain point though, right, you start getting frustrated with that. And you're like, well, why don't they understand? Do they not accept the idea? Okay, well then what does that mean? And you start feeling like, oh, is it either here or then either there? Like, so what does this mean? Like, oh, I gotta stay here and then I have to somehow, integrate this aspect of my being in another way. So then what is it? You start grappling with this feeling that you are involved in this space. I'm here indefinitely. Like there has been maybe this association with this experience or with this space in such a way that made you feel like I am this story. I'm hearing I am also their version of this story. Now, it's not to say that you're not passionate about this subject, whatever it is. Not to say that you're not passionate about that company. Not to say that, let's say I wasn't passionate about fashion. I was, and I am. Okay. But, from different standpoints, artistically and whatever else. But it's like, at the end of the day, there is like so much more, maybe, as you might feel it, to the way in which you engage that passion of yours. And it is not, I'm hearing, in this way, as you feel it, as you realize it, as you actually come to realize it. So what I'm saying is that this process actually is really important, because it's bringing you face to face to how it is that you want to, how it is, not what you want to surface with, but how you want to surface with what you love. So in other words, how do I integrate what I love in the way that I love it out, or also with others? So the question then becomes your community, Capricorn, with the Lovers looking down at the Temperance card. I'm hearing, who do I integrate with in this space? And maybe for a number of you, the career has occupied so much of a space because it was so much, let's say, aligned and associated with a community, where it's like my job is my community. So then when I think about like kind of working outside the lines of my job in that workspace, and I want to maybe create a new topic, I'm hearing it as well, discussion with the Temperance card, that might be kind of controversial for a number of you, and I hit some buttons there, okay. Then I feel like I lose my community. I lose a sense of what I have acknowledged to be a community that I can engage with. So for a number of you, look, it gets to the point where you're like, I'm hearing, I realize that I don't have a lucky star. Okay, maybe I'm successful in this space, but it doesn't mean that that's the end of the line for me in terms of what I can create with my passion. That's your currency, Capricorn. You can take that wherever you go because it's you, right? The moment that we lose that sense of working with that space of passion, that's kind of when we say, well, then I'm kind of acknowledging that they define the value here, and that becomes then what I create with and what I create, and then I'm kind of like in this cycle, right, of like facing the cheese as the mouse. I don't know what that's linked to with the star here in reverse and the Temperance card, right? I'm hearing the whole universe, I'm hearing, is my playground, and I have to remember that every star is meaningful in the sky. It's not just one that will light up my path. I'm hearing that as well. And if at times I feel like I need to shift gears and move in a new direction, I can't look at the last few stars that led me here and say, I see you and only you, because it wouldn't be true. I'm hearing Scorpio with the star. I love everyone. I'm hearing that as well with the star. I see more than maybe at this point what we've seen together. I'm hearing that as well in this space. And I realize that the horizon is so far beyond, so broad, so beyond. I'm hearing that. And I have to bring that with me in whatever direction that I move in. And if I ever come to that point of saying, okay, fine, maybe this is more important than that, then I lose the integrity of my own wish. I'm hearing my own desire. And for a number of you, I'm seeing it like you entered into a certain industry in the very beginning. I'm hearing, remember what it was for you. I'm hearing that specifically with Daughter of Pentacles, Son of Pentacles. Go way back when you first entered this industry. What was it that brought the light in your eyes, I'm hearing, to shine before others? Where people were like, wow, Capricorn, there's so much color. I'm hearing that with the star and the Daughter of Pentacles. Capricorn, your work. I'm hearing it's a marvel. I'm hearing to witness. And what was it that for a number of you felt you really wanted? I'm hearing to also awaken others too with the Star and the Daughter of Pentacles. What was that energized space for you in relation to your work that you felt really was very impactful and meaningful and sort of reciprocal in the relationship, reflective in the way that you created and then that fed back to you, right? When you created and then you felt what that brought others, I'm hearing as well. And so for a number of you, it's like, I don't want to say like your success kind of is leading to a space where you feel like you're kind of, it's almost like defining your next step, and that can be for anyone, right? We've all experienced that. Sometimes even, let's say you're like on Instagram, you start getting real big and you have these followers, and then all of a sudden you start feeling, okay, so they expect me to carry this out because, well, that kind of worked. And so then what does it mean? I have to kind of like work according to that metrics, and it could be on a subconscious level. You might not like, but then you just start feeling like this anxiety sometimes, right? It can be like when you are moving forward, so called. So now the important thing is that, right? Let's remember way back when you first started this space, it wasn't moving forward that was your intention. I'm hearing this for a number of you. It was moving, I'm hearing, with emotion. I'm hearing that with the Nine of Cups. It was vulnerability actually with the Nine of Cups as well. If you think about water, right? There's no calculation to how it moves, right? It's not like you like define where water goes or the river is wild and it roars. It can at times. It doesn't mean that it always will, right? Nine of Cups. There's this honesty, right? When it comes to emotion, right? It's like, can you really like kind of like on demand fake cry? It's like kind of hard, right? It's like kind of, okay, it's a little bit hard, okay? Nine of Cups in the, usually emotion, right, is can be reactive, and the expression of that as well. So, when do we say like no, like wait to feel that, tomorrow feel sad, today don't feel sad, like, where is it that we take our emotion and we sort of play origami with that space? 10 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. I'm hearing it's not realistic, and possibly for a number of you, you realize, well, now at this point, what role does emotion play for me? Okay, so it's like maybe in the beginning your work really, it actually took off for a number of you by way of the space and the role that emotion played for you in a certain way with the Star and the Daughter of Pentacles. And it's not to say that it was, right, more right than now, or more wrong than not. Daughter of Pentacles looking at the Star. I'm seeing like something caught your eye, even, I'm hearing Scorpio and Angel, I'm hearing with really wide wings. I'm hearing that rings as well. Wow, very interesting. Ace of Pentacles, look, maybe it was an interesting thought. Wow, it's like, this is like the promised land, this is like my playground. Yes, like I can see myself operating here like forever, actually, for years to come. The Star and the Daughter of Pentacles. Again, not to say, right, like looking up at the sky and you see that one star and it really inspires you, right? But does it mean that if it does at a certain point become that guiding force, that then I say, well, acknowledging I want to detach from that initial also space of my connection to what I create, that then suddenly the sky becomes irrelevant altogether? Or is it acknowledging that every star can guide me? I'm hearing that as well. For me, this might be a relationship that played a huge role in your life, and a huge role, Capricorn, where it could have been even a teacher of yours, and at a certain point you realize, just as they taught me something, it was an amazing experience, right? Soulmate, whatever it is. I'm here, slide to the left, slide to the right. 3 hops this time, it's that song. Doesn't mean that there aren't other experiences that can do the same for me. And I'm seeing actually Daughter of Pentacles looking at this one star, right? And the important thing is to recognize that it is one star. It's almost like zoomed in. But who's to say that if you were to pick out any of these other stars, right, sort of zoom into them, that they couldn't be just as colorful? So it's kind of like it's what we perceive of every opportunity, what we open ourselves to experience in that space, what we are actually vulnerable with ourselves on the basis of, say, you know what, I'm ready to experience this. Daughter of Pentacles looking at the Star. Now for a number of you, it's interesting because you guide yourself, actually, and you attract experiences that will align with that space of your intention. So what I'm seeing is actually the rainbow here that looms atop the Daughter of Pentacles actually preceded the observation of the star, this one star in the sky. And the zooming in of it was the determination to create something in relation to what we feel in that moment. So in other words, it's like there was an honest moment maybe that you had with yourself at a certain point in time, and then that opened a door, an opportunity, and you stepped through it, you stepped through the door. And maybe now for a number of you, it's like, okay, well, I stepped through the door, I'm now in that space, I'm in that room, I've been operating this space for however long, and it's not that I don't love this space, it's not that I don't love these people, it's not that I don't love this person, this experience, whatever it is, chapter of my life, but I still kind of feel that I still feel. And what I feel now doesn't necessarily also redefine the purpose of what I felt back then. So in other words, what I feel can never really be wrong. I'm hearing that for you, Capricorn. What I feel cannot, I'm hearing, be a misdiagnosis of my story. Interesting. My feelings, they won't lead me, I'm hearing, astray. Daughter of Pentacles, very interesting. I'm seeing like, wow. I'm seeing dolphins who like, they used to find their way by way of echolocation, right? I'm hearing they used to. Take it as you will. Like that was like their natural, they were like in their natural habitat, right? And they would like, they would operate by way of like echolocation, finding one another, finding things, they'd bounce ideas off one another. I'm hearing that as well. It could be Pacific Measure for a number of you. It's like, I'm hearing this for a number of you. I was really open to like have a certain experience. Now whatever it is, let's clear it in ground. Tower Bright, leading out. Okay, we'll get into that. But the Daughter of Pentacles, like, I was really, really interested, I'm hearing as well, to know where this could go, what could happen. And maybe for a number of you, it was that simple like feeling of, well, it's just the opportunity and seeing kind of where it goes, right? Kind of curious energy that we see here with the Daughter of Pentacles. Now, I'm hearing goat milk. I don't know what that was like. Daughter of Pentacles. Now, for a number of you, I'm seeing like these dolphins, like all of a sudden, like, they stop relying on echolocation in this space for whatever reason. It's like suddenly like being in that space, and I'm seeing it might have been like some kind of like very particular, I'm hearing environment, I'm hearing subterranean, I'm hearing part of the ocean. I don't know, I'm not like, I don't do the whole like topographical geography stuff, but like, the Daughter of Pentacles, technically, at least right now, you never know where you will lead, right? And that's kind of part of the storyline here, the Daughter of Cups falling down right there. Okay, so always keeping that open mind, right? In a certain way, the Daughter of Pentacles in the start. It's like, and then I'm seeing like, they kind of got used to that space and they got to know it very well. So they stopped maybe needing to use echolocation very, they're like, well, I know that that's there and that's there and that's there and that. And then it starts to kind of like, I'm hearing see itself, hear itself, and want itself. I'm hearing more like, oh wow, very interesting. So I'm seeing energy that like builds repetitively, and then by way of that, like starts to build almost like in. I'm hearing in another direction. So I don't know. I'm seeing energy building almost as a cycle, and then it starts to form like some kind of like I'm hearing massive awakening. Actually, interesting. Wow. So maybe something has actually led to a point where it became a realization for you, like, and not to say that anything is negative or positive or even neutral, but to say that there was an experience that led to a certain point, that then led to a point of wanting, I'm hearing something more maybe out of that experience, so, or maybe a realization of what it is that you have already created. Wow, I'm hearing in your mind's eye with the Strength card. For me, is you remembering your passion. But it's kind of like we have to move through one maybe aspect of our creative potential to then get to the next. It's like, if right at the outset you're like, oh, well then I guess everything, like, I hit on this one passion of mine and I maybe made a lot of money, I'm hearing that energy or whatever it is for a review, and it's like, so I guess that's it, right? That was a punchline, everyone. All right, clap and then go home. Like, but if that really were, right, what would life be? Daughter wants. It's like, this is the experimentation of our evolution here with the Strength card and the Star. Let's clear it in ground and actually creating. Now, who am I to say that what life is? It's everyone, Nine of Cups, and the Death card. I'm here, and everyone maybe together, but for a number of you, there's something that you feel you care a whole lot about, and they're just the evolution of what it is that you feel you're creating in that space of communicating that. So for a number of you, it's interesting. It's like sometimes we enter into a certain space, and then that pinballs us into another direction. Sometimes we don't get it at first. You're like, wait, but what? I would build like all of that in that place and time in that space just to go there and like now move in that direction. Like, but then how? But what? And it's so funny because it just reminds me of that experience I had right before starting the channel. It was like, I had really like worked on this app like at length, and I really identified with it in a lot of ways, and it was something that I was very passionate about. Hangman in Reverse. But then it was like, okay, but I couldn't fight the feeling. I cannot fight the feeling any longer of like feeling so much also for a space that I maybe couldn't even put my finger on at that point in time. I was always sensitive to energy, but I never would think at that moment in time, yes, that is, at least consciously, that yes, that is what I want to do. In other words, I didn't know that I wanted to start the channel consciously until I actually moved out of that industry with the app. Once I got out of that fashion industry, that's when I could really like just let myself be open to the possibilities of the experiences that I may not consciously be ready also to hear. I'm hearing myself out on quite yet. Wow, strength out. So we work into our greatest magic, I think, when we are not seeking. I'm hearing it within the context of what we have kind of expressed it through in the past, and to say it in the way that our past doesn't define, even if the past was creative. That's a really important point. I'm feeling your guides really want you to know the past, even if it was so creative, right? Moving into the next chapter of your life doesn't mean that the last chapter was relevant, that, you know, it has nothing on that chapter. I'm hearing that specifically, right? It's like it's not defining you in that space. And like that's really, that can be really challenging, because sometimes you think, well, this worked and this was successful and I really actually liked this experience, but for some reason I feel this nagging pressure to move in another direction. And a lot of that possibly for everybody is actually your industry that's changing, you know, the seasons. It's like, it's not that I don't love this place, but I think that we have to migrate. I'm hearing that with the world in reverse. Interesting. It's like animals. You just kind of know, yep, right there, just judgment. Look at this card. Very interesting. And so, devil. I'm seeing someone's like standing in front of a crowd, they're giving a speech. I'm gonna letter R and W. The Fool, the Son of Swords, and the Devil. And for a number of you, maybe you're closing out a business, or you're closing out an industry, an entire industry, and it's like, you know, a number of people might look at that space and be like, Capricorn, you're crazy. Why would you like let that go? Are you kidding me? Like, what? Like, God, why would you end something that is like working? And it's like, I'm seeing it right now. You're not looking at what has been working for you or others. You're feeling your future now. And that is another palette of color for you with the star that maybe you don't even, I'm hearing this for a number of you, you're not ready to discuss. Maybe even with you. To say it this way, maybe you're just like, look, it's not like I'm getting out of this industry to then just move into that other industry. Possibly it's that I just feel like I need to just have space from that space and be okay with that and just kind of sit in that space and accept what it is that I bring with me from that chapter and cycle of my life right here in this moment. Not to take it anywhere else necessarily, but just to accept that I have freed myself from that project, wow, of my life. And I'm really imagining actually like parents who, you know, you like have kids and you like, they kind of like, they grow up kind of, oh, what are kids, what's age, you know, all right, but, and then it's like, you look at that and you're like, all right, well, my child, what does it mean? Like, you work so hard to like help them grow, and then what do you mean, you just let them go? Well, Daughter of Swords, Mirror the Son of Swords, Five of Swords in reverse. I can't explain it, I'm hearing that specifically, but I want to create it, and it doesn't exist yet because I am it. So I have to evolve first. Wow. To become one. I'm hearing most one with it. Wow. Five Swords reverse. So interesting. I hope you feel it. Capricorn, how many of you are feeling, oh, right there, Venus. He's like, I'm feeling this. Okay. Okay. And so meditation in this space will be really, really helpful, because our physical reality can be so confusing at times, right? Where we like interpret everything around us as a human. And we have many ways of doing that, right? Physically, by way of what we interact with physically, maybe even professionally, publicly, whatever it is, even socially, right? Intellectually, we're thinking, we're processing our reality in these many ways. Now, the paradigm of feeling and intuition, especially, this can be very challenging. You have a lot of earth in your chart, a lot of Capricorn, even yang energy, specifically fire. You're very much involved in that sort of dimension that is held on a physical plane, possibly, but also fire, very creative, as is every energy archetype, right? Everything is that impulse of creativity, just manifesting in different ways. But what can be kind of challenging is when we feel this feeling and then we want to kind of filter that energy through. And then we find that there is this constructed reality that caves in on it and seeks to kind of create it as a novel that makes sense. What you create, Capricorn, does not actually make sense. I'm hearing to anyone but you, Two Swords of Right. And in order for you to really understand and feel comfortable in that space of feeling what you really feel, sometimes we need to evolve and say, hey, you know what? I don't feel like I understand. I'm ready to experience that chapter of my life that I know is waiting for me. It's like, you know that feeling when you feel it. For no reason, it's a vibrational thing. You have to wait until maybe there is some kind of like activation. You feel that. You're like, I just feel like I just need to be still. I just feel it. And I'm imagining animals that can pick up on the vibration of like earthquakes. They kind of like their behavior starts to like change a little bit, right? They're like, I don't know, I just don't feel like chasing the ball today. I don't know why. It's not like I got a call, from like Mother Nature, like, hey, there's an earthquake coming through. Maybe you should just kind of be still. I just feel it in my bones. Like, I just feel like, something in the air, the weather. I just don't feel like going out today. I'm hearing that. And partying, I'm hearing that's what the A's want. And for a number of you, it's like maybe that's the wave right now that you're riding on, where you're just like, I don't know where I'm going. I just don't know. I just don't know what I want. I'm hearing that as well. And to know what I want, I have to be ready to want it on every level, mind, body, soul. So for a number of you, I'm seeing like your intuition actually, it's a vision that you have of your potential. It's something that you feel on such a deep level, and you know that there is something here for you waiting. Actually, this is like really at the end of the line. I'm hearing the Strength card and the Star, jingling of bells there. Band is wearing this little reindeer collar. For a number of you, it's like that there is like you can't put your finger on it. You just feel it coming. I'm hearing that as well. But there is, and it's very interesting, you understand, this is what I'm feeling for a number of you, you understand that there is the need to perfectly align with that passion in a very particular way. And knowing it's almost like a portal. It's like I realize that I can't make it through the portal if my wings are like I'm hearing in misalignment. I'm hearing with the universe. Wow. Where it's like maybe I want to move through the portal with my ego. Yeah, not working. Okay, TSA requires of you to like have your hands up and then you kind of like wave them out like this, right? It has to be, I'm hearing a uniform, conscious connection to the vision. Mind, body, soul. I have to be on board with what I want. I'm hearing a mind, body, soul. If any part of my story, I'm hearing does not, I'm hearing I'm hearing shrieks as a character on stage and says, I don't want in. I mean, this is gonna be a friend of you, a character in a play. It's like, let's say in this way, if I am not in alignment with it fully, then I realize I'm hearing the show will not go on. Let's clear it in ground. I'm hearing cover up identity. I'm hearing that Mother of Wands raises a process of clearing, possibly. So I don't know, yes, you have to clear the aura. There's too much energy in the aura, and you feel it. It's like before I can even interact with that person, for me, this is your divine counterpart coming in. Well, they're trying to make their way to you, but there's almost this buffer of energy around you. I'm hearing this specifically Capricorn. It's like a buffer of energy. It's almost like an inner tube of energy. Not to say in a negative way, but to say, naturally there are connections that you formed. They are actually held on an energetic level as well. There is this sort of I'm hearing interactive. I'm hearing interaction. I'm hearing aurically even that kind of has. I'm hearing has grown. I'm hearing maybe whenever you feel like I just gotta ground myself. I gotta clear my aura, and I have to get really, really focused and level-headed with the direction I want to move in. And a lot of that is held in energy work. I'm hearing this for a number of you really strong. Your guides want you to know that it's a matter of also writing. I'm hearing writing out your intention very clearly. So if you feel like, I'm not at that point where I feel like I can really, really clarify it, then that might be, I don't want to force it and say, dear universe, like I have an intention, I promise, just give me a minute. I have to like really get clear on that. Like, if it's not happening, it's not happening, right? Two of Wands are, okay, yeah, drop on the ground. So for a number of you, this might be a partnership that has been existing. If you're actually getting out of a long-term cycle, it might be really helpful just take a break and just step away from what it is you've been involved in. Now, I can't speak for everyone, right? General reading. But always take it as you will. And but there might be something there, right, in the space of saying, let me just kind of like let my energy to air out. I'm hearing that as well. Let you know, because it could be kind of like also emotional and sentimental with the Six of Cups in reverse. And, you know, we don't want to just jump into another space with that dynamic still kind of kicking. I'm hearing that for a number of you with the Six of Cups reverse, still kind of like ongoing. And for a number of you, this might be feeling pressure on the right side of the heart chakra. Yeah, like let's say in this way, maybe you stepped away from a space and you feel you're still tapping into the energy. These could be soul contracts, for a number of you, cords as well. The Six of Cups is really important. I'm hearing you got to clear. I'm hearing you got like, you know, to ground. I'm here as well. Those experiences, to identify them where they actually may lie and reside in the aura and the physical body, and to then kind of like accept what role they've played in your world possibly in the past. And I don't want to say that something hasn't been and it no longer is, because you cannot destroy energy. But for a number of you, there might be this space of knowing that, you know, a certain experience is here, but just in another form as well, with the daughter one. So for a number of you, maybe it's just like, you know, it could be something simple as like, you know, my kids are moved out of the house and I just got to get comfortable, you know, I don't just jump straight into like a new life project. I kind of want to, you know, just like sit with myself. I'm hearing that Father Wands reverse, Ace of Wands upright, and see how I feel from there. Interesting. The Six of Pentacles reverse, Ace of Wands, let's clear it and ground it. But there are people maybe in the environment, even things, and you know, sometimes it's hard to say, hey, like it's not that I'm not interested. Maybe you moved out of a space. It's not like I'm not interested. Not that I don't want to hear from you guys, but I really just need time to process what state of my life I have been moving through and where it is that I feel I'm really called to move into next. And I have to take that moment. I'm hearing of hermetic silence with myself. I'm hearing the Hermit right beneath the Strength card and the Star. This will have you in a state of meditation. Meditating, so important, especially if you have a lot of air in your chart and you find that your mind gets in the way of your mantra, the one that you find actually meaningful for you. Like in those moments where you feel like, you know what, I second guess my part in the story. Really making peace, I'm hearing, with your mind. I'm hearing the needs that it aligns for you, okay, can be really helpful. Okay, so tracing even your fears, I'm hearing that the Mother Swords in reverse, really addressing, you know, what is it? Is this thought form? If I say, hey, I really feel this way, and then all of a sudden I kind of like start thinking about it in a certain way, and I'm asking questions myself as well, and I'm kind of playing devil's advocate there a little bit, challenging my feeling space, feeling pressure down the heart chakra, then, you know, well, let's trace that and say, well, where is that emanating from? Is that even like my own question, or is that something that I think someone else would ask me of what it is that I would create in that space? So very interesting. So interesting. Okay, devil here leading out. Now I'm hearing D very strongly here. Dill pickles, dill. Okay. So for now you're moving. I'm hearing that as well. I think it's very exciting. Capricorn, you're moving to a whole new world here. Well, it's a change of environment, maybe a new community. Let's clear it and ground. Six of Cups in reverse, Tower of Right, Nine of Cups upright. Let's pull the cards for you, Capricorn. We'll get here a card for each of the days as we lead in, and then we'll lead out, and then we'll jump into your extended. And you can access that via the website, alchemy.com. We'll jump through that hoop. I'm hearing together there. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's going to do. There could be further clues there for you. We'll get that up and running hopefully within the next max hour. So feel free to check back for this reading. And if you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you do feel guided to do so. And then you get notified of when new readings do post as well. All right, okay, important. Thank you all so much as well for tuning in, for your support, and let's jump into it. All right, pull card for each of the days. For Nerys Very, yeah, okay, well, 11th, Five of Cups in reverse. So something is moving very quickly for you. I'm hearing in this way, like swift realizations. I'm hearing sweet, yeah. I'm hearing that with the Five of Cups in reverse. For a number of you, maybe you start like rapidly also. I'm hearing for a number of you losing weight. Like for a number of you, I'm seeing there's something that you're releasing here, and the Strength card just popped right out there. Feeling a little bit of pressure on the right side of the digestive tract. I'm hearing that with the Strength card. Okay, let's pull a few more cards here, and the Four of Cups upright on the 13th, right, and 14th. We have Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and 15th is the Nine of Wands upright. 16th, Three of Wands upright. 17th is Five of Pentacles. Whoa, somebody has a massive headache. Oh my, you gotta take a break. I'm hearing this for a number of you. Just even like for some snack. I'm here with some water, some little bread. I'm here break a piece of that bread. I'm here off of the baguette. Someone's like also really tired. Like I feel like cannot really make sense of a certain experience. Possibly like can't make a decision. What do I do? It's best to just take a break. Just step out. I'm hearing get some fresh air as well. Chariot in reverse. Emperor in reverse. Grounding. Really important here around this time is what I'm hearing. Let's jump into your extended here, Capricorn. We're gonna see what then comes through, and I'll see you there. Alchemy.com. Bye.